Hello everyone and welcome to my stream of Star Trek Resurgence. I'm not gonna lie, I have had a massively hard time getting this to work very well on my computer. I think I've gotten it working the best as possible. We're going to be recording, and so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to probably stream it. Just the lag and glitch is just really bad. But anyway, you might see a little bit of a lag, but I kind of turn the frame rates down and stuff, and I'm just trying to make it so that it at least lags as little as possible. So we're going to try this. I'm very excited for this game. This is along the vein of the old Telltale series games back in the day. Like Batman and Guardians of the Galaxies, which I really enjoyed those games. But yeah, this game, I've already technically played this beginning, like, I don't know, probably like a million times at this point. But I mean, you'll see it in here when I go in. I mean, I've played it a couple times, and just I've been having some technical issues with it. So with that all being said, what are you doing? Okay. So anyway, that all being said, let's get into it. Yeah, this game is, as I said, it's like the old Telltale games. You make choices. You have to, you have ramifications of those choices. So in the beginning, I might say some things. As I said, I kind of know what's going to happen here throughout a little bit of this, but just because, as I said, I've probably played the first opening act pretty much.
Captain's log, stardate 57931.4. The crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission.
New mission. To explore.
And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down.
No. Not an ion storm.
They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them.
Wait till Q shows up. They'll wish they had the same.
Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy. The nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good. Our new first officer is en route to the Resolute. Jara Rydek. I know she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
Almost missed it.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying. But these little shuttles are the worst.
Stick around in Starfleet and you'll be sure to see worse than this. I have.
And you're here to talk about it.
In the flesh.
That's good. Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
So am I.
It won't be easy for Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this. But if she's
Miranda
half
class.
the officer I knew she could become when
Excelsior
she was a cadet
class.
at Starfleet
Steamrunner
Academy,
class.
she'll be the XO this ship needs, right?
Nova class in the back there. Love the Excelsior class. Don't know why. I just love it. I think it's much better looking than the Constitution class. much sleeker. It's a better ship. I'd love the Fiona Excelsior class. Even though at this point in Star Trek lore, it's an old ship. Like an old ship. Like over 100 years old class of ship. It was new.
A starbase on the very edge of Federation space. Long way from home now.
Commander? I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the Academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Maybe.
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintaris 5.
Oh.
Anyway,
Pintaris.
I finished in the top 20.
Let me tell you.
Not just in my class. I mean, all time. In the history of the Academy.
Really? That's quite impressive.
Thank you.
You know,
It was
'cause
tough.
in
But
Starfleet,
you know, I set my
everybody's
mind to
just
it
the
and
best
it
at
paid
everything.
off.
Please place your hand here. Hold it there for a few seconds. Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test. You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before. I just came off the shuttle and was glad to be on solid ground.
The pleasure's mine, Ensign.
Paul Calloway.
Good to meet you.
I believe Commander Ermot is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
See you on the Resolute.
Good day, Commander.
Hey, what's up?
If I remember my briefing, Commander Ermot is a Bolian, so I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
And if you don't know a Bolian's blue, you're not a true Trekkie. I mean, they could be Andorian, but they'd have to have antennae.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just... Well, I'm not sure where my departure dock is. The Resolute's gonna leave without me.
Look here. The Resolute is leaving from this dock.
Oh, you're right. Nerves must be getting to me. Thanks so much, Commander.
Let's see who else we can talk to. Can we help anybody else out? No. Just seeing if I can be helpful anywhere.
Starbase 128 has 4 docks. Excuse me, have you seen a Bolian around here?
Yes, sir. Right back there, near the replicator.
Ah, There he is. Thank you.
Happy to help, Commander.
I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board. Excuse me.
You hear the Resolute's getting a new first officer?
Someone from the crew got promoted?
No, get this. They're from a different ship.
Whew. Wonder how the crew feel about that.
It makes them look desperate. Is their crew that bad?
Yeah, not a good look. You're going to the Resolute too?
Yeah, not the ship I was hoping for.
Why's that?
Well, you haven't heard? Some kind of accident. Their warp core overloaded.
Oh, whoa. That's a big deal.
They spent 6 months fixing it up.
Was it the captain's fault?
That's the rumor, yeah.
Hey. Blue Man Group.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermot, Operations Officer on the Resolute. Commander? I hope there wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now. I know conditions are less than ideal at the moment.
It takes more than a little turbulence to rattle me.
I'm sure that's the case. We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship and all. To our little research vessel.
What exactly have you heard about me?
First in your class at the Academy. Received the Starfleet Award of Valor during the Dominion War. Most recently, Tactical Officer and Chief of Security on the USS Endeavor.
You've done your homework.
Like I said, we're very lucky.
Like, personal file. Like, search so-and-so. And then it tells you that stuff anyway, so... I wouldn't say that's homework.
The USS Resolute. She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was
I don't want to be a part of that game. That should have been the opening of
The
this
equipment
game.
malfunction. An accident suggests fault, but
You play as the first officer.
no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the
play as the
dilithium,
first
there was a
officer, and then
runaway
at the end of the
reaction, and the
tutorial and
warp
everything,
bubble
you die.
deformed.
Then you go into
We
this
thought we
part.
could reach a higher
You're crazy.
resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle. Cost us our first officer and 22 of our crew. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other.
To have lost so many lives. That's a high price to pay.
Too high by any estimation. But there's nothing that can be done about it now except get back to work. And make sure it never happens again. Listen. I realize you've known Captain Solano for quite some time. And I'm sure you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake. That he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first. Until they come to value your contributions as much as he does.
Trust is earned, and it sounds like I have my work cut out for me. But I plan on winning them over.
I don't doubt that. I just figured it was better to know what you're walking into.
Of
Always.
course.
Usually better.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region. I'll let the captain brief you on board. I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
Yay! That eyebrow.
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Hyper spanner? No. Interphasic coil spanner? No. ODN recoupler? No. Plasma torch. Engage. Start at the top. Normally I start at the bottom. I'm gonna start at the top. Got it.
And that is that.
That is that. The lower decks.
I thought that thing was totally fried.
Not when
Nice
I'm
work,
around.
Carter.
Nothing to it, Neely.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now.
Everything okay?
I dropped a non-ferrous connector between the coils. Gonna have to remove a few of them to find it, and then...
Ooh, then another hour of recalibrating. Ouch. I'll leave you to it.
I was like floating.
Hey, Diaz, can you give us some help with the transporter?
What's the problem?
We need to test this cargo transporter. I've never been that great with the signal
Come
plotting.
on!
I got it. No problem. No sweat. Whoa, whoa, hey,
Carter
hey,
Diaz.
buddy, get off the pad! Don't tell Chovak.
Not a word.
Hurry up!
Hey, Diaz.
Time's
have you seen a
a-wasting.
hyperspanner around here? I last saw it near the shuttle, Ptarmigan.
I'll let you know. Corrosion in there was pretty extreme. Nothing I couldn't handle, though. That's not where that goes.
Hyper spanner.
Maybe we could figure out where you're supposed to be.
Where the lady was asking about it.
Oh, hey, there it is.
There it is.
You're a lifesaver, Diaz.
Well, I don't know about that. but I try.
Gotta move the probe.
Oh, these are heavier than they look. Makes more sense than zero-G. You're welcome. So clean I can see myself. And you know what? Not half bad.
Okay, fine.
A place for everything, and everything in its place.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Good to see her fully operational again. And if she breaks, we'll just fix her.
Junction 34B gives you access to the tubes behind cargo storage.
Hey, you need any help? Okay, good luck.
So then,
Let's go.
Engineering.
I heard the new XO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovak called us down for, it's something good. I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds. Being upside down makes me queasy.
Oh, crap.
You
That's
and
what
me
I get.
working together, we can tackle anything he throws at us.
Your optimism is positively contagious.
That's what I get for not paying attention. Boy, oh boy.
Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
We were just looking for you, Commander.
Petty Officers Ed Solar, Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have
So
been
we're
forced to make to
irreplaceable.
Petty Officer Ed Solar on repeated occasions.
Well, Commander Chovak, isn't it true that if we were almost late, it categorically means that we were not late?
That is correct, Mr. Diaz.
I mean, if anything, Ed Solar and I are following the schedule to the letter.
Yes, perhaps I should adjust the schedule accordingly.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down here to check in before we go off duty?
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood.
Whatever it throws at us, we'll be ready.
sir.
We've got the best chief engineer in the fleet.
I am a Vulcan, Mr. Diaz. Flattery is not necessary.
But
all that I
warranted.
require is that you do your job. Right now, that entails critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system. You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes,
Roger
Commander
that.
Chovak. All hands on deck.
What's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chovak said. You know what that means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule.
It all
Yep.
comes down to
We're
us.
leaving
now.
on schedule.
We're the ones who will get it ready.
I know what we can do. But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh, whoa.
Excuse me.
Again, sorry about the little
A lot of new
choppiness.
faces
It was
coming on
much
board.
worse on Twitch. Much worse.
It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
They may not be the same crew we started out with, but they're still Starfleet. They'll know what to do when the time comes.
I prefer the scientific method. Evidence over assumptions. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts. Looks like you got her back together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
Don't talk badly about one of the best ships in all of Starfleet.
We've rebuilt enough of her by now. She better be one of the best.
We'll see about that. But I am glad to be here. He still owes me a bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
Quick little spacewalk.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
So what's the word? Are you back in the security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa.
Good to go. See you on the other side.
See me?
Activating magnetic souls.
Assimilate this. Come on. Everyone knows that line.
That view never gets old.
This is true.
Let's go.
USS Rascal Flex. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. Steam runner on patrol. Gotta love those steam runners, man. They got some heavy torpedoes. All hands.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily. You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobliads. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Kobliads.
Thank you.
I still, after all this stuff,
Feel free to make yourself at home.
after as many times as I've done this,
And
I
help
haven't looked up
yourself
at
to
Kobliads
whatever
or
you
something.
like from the replicator.
Kobliad. Species. Yep, they are a species in Star Trek. I didn't know if they were new for this series or not. Ooh, near extinction. It's a rock.
The first mineral Captain Solano ever discovered. Always was the nostalgic type.
Trying to figure out where they first showed up at, just because. Here we go. Enterprise, 2 days and 2 nights. TNG preemptive strike. So that's probably the first encounter with them. May 1994. Had to do with the Cardassians. Sorry. I like to look up stuff like that. I'm surprised with all the technical issues and stuff. I just haven't had a chance to really...
Can't wait to plot a course myself.
Jara Rydek.
I didn't get my Rectigino.
Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy. You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid Expanse.
Well, my Rectigino.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resolute. My only regret is that we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare.
That would be totally unnecessary. I don't need any pomp and circumstance.
That's right.
You've been here all of 5 minutes, and already you're trying to make us more efficient. I like it. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. The ship suffered some damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
I heard that you had an equipment malfunction.
Is that what they're calling it? No, that's just someone being generous. If anything, it was a leadership malfunction. We were on the verge of a major scientific
Don't be so hard on yourself.
A quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career. Right there. Within our grasp. Until it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship can handle. It was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility. It was my decision to make, and I have to live with the consequences.
We all know the risks when we sign up. There are no guarantees.
Nothing
as
is
much
guaranteed.
as we tell ourselves otherwise.
True. But as captain, my job is to mitigate and manage the risks as much as possible. And that's where I failed.
You're all right,
In
boss.
my defense, I will say
Captain
I
J.
might have
Jonah
avoided
Jameson.
the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been
pushing the
willing to
warp
trust
core.
me.
Trying to get
There
pictures
was
of
a lot of
Spider-Man.
pushback from my former XO. And I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work. And that's when things start to go sideways.
I always go back and forth with
This
her.
is your ship, and you are the captain.
I was like,
So as far as I'm
you can
concerned,
rely on me to do the right
whatever
thing.
you say goes.
Doesn't mean I'm going to do what you say.
That's the kind of support I'm looking for. Look, I'll be blunt. We can't afford another mistake. Or at least, I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here. We need a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
On a more positive note, Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority. Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space. 2 previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before.
Of course.
And you'll never guess where it leads.
Hatari.
Exactly.
Something's
Very nearly in the
going on
precise
there.
location where we're headed. Where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater.
Who is the senior diplomat we're escorting?
They're standing really
That
close
I
to
don't know.
that screen.
Starfleet hasn't said.
Didn't their mothers ever tell them
But I
that
don't
they
wanna
shouldn't
get
stand
ahead
that
of
close to the screen?
I expect we'll have some rough sledding when we arrive, so I need you to prepare the crew for the worst. There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front. The metric that, for me, will be the ultimate measure of your success.
What is it?
If, after serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure. When that might happen is entirely up to you. But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
Thank you, but I feel like I still have so much to learn.
You'll have plenty of opportunity. And if you're willing to put in the work, I'll do everything in my power to help you along the way. Come, let me introduce you to the crew.
Where's my Ractigino? You owe me a Ractigino. Captain on the bridge! Badass first officer on the bridge!
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business.
One of?
Well, what he lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our Chief Science Officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
This is our Tactical Officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian, who's been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I've been following your career for quite some time, and I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
If anything, the honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves, and you were one of those people once. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it. I really admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me.
I don't know what to say. That's incredibly flattering, thank you.
I hope someday I can follow in your footsteps.
I'm sure you will.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermont. Please, do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. I have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
The power is yours.
Operations. Staffing, supplies. There's a lot to keep track of on a starship. Good thing we have Commander Ermont. Communications. Keeps us in contact internally and with other vessels.
Is that what communications mean?
So many decks. Full of crew that are now my responsibility.
I wouldn't say so many decks. It looks like there's like 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 decks, not including the bridge deck. So I technically wouldn't say. Okay, this station has nothing important, then I take it.
Tactical station.
Dude, she's like that.
Hopefully,
tactical. It looks like she's sitting at the big kid or the big adult table.
Much.
She's a kid.
But if it comes to that, we'll be ready.
Like she can barely see over the dashboard. Like what? The dashboard of a car.
Science station. The Resolute is a science vessel, primarily. Might explain Commander Westbrook's attitude. I'll have to speak with him later. The helm. The Resolute is a refitted Centaur class, meaning it's capable of quick maneuvers. Can't wait to see what she can do.
Yay!
The first officer seat. My seat. Right now, though, I need to fill in for Captain Solano.
All right.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm. We just need your go-ahead.
Permission granted.
Lowering structural integrity field, now.
Entering maintenance mode. Condition blue.
Condition blue. Are we landing on a planet? Where's Janeway?
The storm is getting worse.
Looks like they turned off the SIF.
Great. Let's get to that emitter. Every time we're out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
When I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
Can't help it.
On the outside of the ship?
No. Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than that? I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine. A massive, massive machine.
Now, what are you complaining about? We got the best seat in the house out here. You wanted to get away. I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere. See new worlds. Look up at a sky no one's ever seen before. Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be. Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the SIF emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
You may fire when ready.
Beginning recalibration. Looks good. That wasn't so hard.
That red light says otherwise. Like,
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive.
well, we are the same rank.
Yes, I'm the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. At least I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about anyone.
What a very impressive list of credentials.
This is a research and discovery ship, first and foremost. Now with a former tactical officer as its new first officer. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition.
I don't know why she had to be a half Kobliad.
But
like,
if,
not that
as an
that's
example,
a problem, but
we
it's like
found ourselves in a
half Kobliad,
hostile
half
situation,
Bajoran?
and you were suddenly incapacitated
Why is it
because
always
you
gonna be
needed
half
an
human?
infusion, what would happen then? You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario, but not outside the realm of possibility.
That's very kind of you to be concerned about my well-being. But you don't need to trouble yourself on my account. I'll be fine.
Well, I wouldn't say I was concerned, just curious, that's all. Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
I see no reason to stop now.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean no disrespect, but the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew. And he was one of my closest friends. So I can only hope that you'll live up to expectations.
I don't think I could ever replace Commander Sutherland. And it would be a mistake to even try.
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
We've got a massive energy wave inbound.
On screen.
It's the Nexus!
Tracing its trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wideband burst of ionic energy, like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormalities all over the ship.
Estimated time to impact, 2 minutes.
Red alert!
Aye. Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact, 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
That's right, which is why we need to send power to our shields.
Bedrosian, get those shields up.
Rerouting power to shields. Stand by. I need a heading. We've only got one shot.
Understood. On my command.
Heading locked.
Raise shields.
This is it!
All hands, brace for impact.
Brace for impact! I think we made it. Oh. The workforce skipped a beat.
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
Blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
We've reached the first access point.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
Yep.
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
Move the isolinear chips.
Diaz to Resolute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
One of the discharges coalesced.
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but you know.
You know.
Are you alright?
Yeah. Suit took most of it. Just snuck up on me.
That damaged your suit. Energy dampening is down to 60%.
Oh, come on.
Carter!
That hurt.
Do not get hit again. We're almost at the regulator.
Get it.
We're at the regulator. Opening the access panel.
I am now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have little time before it causes an overload in the engine. You must work efficiently.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral.
Got it. I'm a chief engineer now, baby. Okay. Almost.
The EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance.
Okay. Kinda.
Almost
maybe.
done. Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, Chobot can...
That's not good.
Get down! DS to bridge. We just lost the docking clamp.
No!
We've got a lot of debris coming down. Hull vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working.
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
We have crew outside and are looking for the
We have
safest way
people
to...
on this station. If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
Okay.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order. Jara?
Captain, you brought me here because you trusted me. Can you trust me now?
You better be sure you make the right decision.
The captain made himself quite clear.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there. Reverse the polarity.
You know, he's a dick, but he's right.
There is protocol.
And there are lives.
What is the holdup?
Starbase, stand by. We're gonna flip hull polarity to disengage the clamps.
Yes, Commander.
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Jara Rydek. Be advised, we are going to reverse hull polarity to free us from the remaining docking clamp. Tether yourself and deactivate your boots on my mark.
Understood.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark!
Grab my hand!
Whoa, that's
I got you.
close.
Thank you.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Not good. Oh, nice of you to join in.
Look out!
Oh.
I got you.
Time to go.
Petty Officer Etzelar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There is an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Etzelar there to access the interior.
Roger that. Going there now.
Yeek.
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time. No time to fight me on this. Get in there.
Not on your life.
Let's not let it come down to that.
Uh-oh. Oh!
We made it.
They're safe, bringing the SIF fully online.
Do it.
Okay, well, I think this is where I'm going to stop it for this first part. Really, a lot of this I had already done before, so a lot of this wasn't a surprise. But I'm very, very happy to be playing this. I really like the way that this game is shaping up already. Moving forward from this part on is stuff that I have no idea. I had never seen before. So I mean, so I hope that the lag, the skippiness and the lag wasn't too bad on this. It didn't seem, I kind of was keeping an eye on it. Didn't seem like it was horrible. So there were some laggy points, but this is probably the best I can get unless I can figure out what the issue is. But I greatly appreciate you for being here. If you can, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I always play Star Trek stuff, not only Star Trek stuff. I do play other stuff, but I do usually always have one Star Trek game in rotation because it seems like a lot of people who watch my content like Star Trek. If you want, I just finished up Birth of the Federation, All the Ages mod. Check that out. Also on the channel. I'm going to be releasing probably 1 or 2 of these, maybe even 3 of these parts, soon, and then they'll probably just fall into a weekly rotation, like once or twice a week, until I finish the game. So, but with that all being said, everybody, thank you very much for joining me. And as I said, do all the things. Live long and prosper.